Good morning, everyone, and fellow travelers on spaceship Earth. It is always 1:48, 1 in the morning for you, Alfie. I have always been on my show at this time. You're just usually asleep. So, hang on real quick. Alfie accidentally muted me. Hi there, Alfie. So I am still working on that house that I was working on last night. I'm doing fine. The house is huge and needs to have lots of color correction. So we're doing color correction because it's not 1 a.m. here. I broadcast twice a day. Remember, we have this over here. Remember this thing? This one. Good morning, Brent. And I guess it's actually must be 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. if it's 1 a.m. there. So, good morning, Brent. So, here I am. Couple of silver spoons, whatever, something like that. I'm going to, right? Congratulations. Guess what I'm working on? I gotta make sure we've removed the chromatic aberration from all of these. Why is it not doing its job? Sometimes you drive me crazy. Okay, so paste. There we go. All right. So you're only working on each, and you know what? This takes forever to do it this way. Why am I doing this if you're going to do this way? So I need to remove the chromatic aberration. For those of you who are wondering what chromatic aberration is, every lens on a camera has a little bit of distortion. And so it's called chromatic aberration. Whenever the lens is bent enough, and especially the closer you get to a fisheye lens, which is where you have a 90-degree turn to each side, the more you get chromatic aberration. That's a 0mm lens. I have a 10mm lens that I'm using for shooting houses. The 10mm lens is very close to 0, considering that I also have a 370mm lens, which is very, very, very tight. And the closer you are to 0, the more the lens aberrates, changes flexes the end. You can see it here when I hit paste. So watch this here. I'll hit paste, and you see how everything moved just a little bit? It flattened it out. It corrected the chromatic aberration out of that. And the problem is, all of my pictures are going to be like that. They're all at 10mm. There's 80 of them. I do not want to click on each one and hit paste, and then go to the next one and hit paste. And that you get the idea. Like, now you're actually not even bothering helping me. There we go. Go to the next one and hit paste. This is ridiculous. This will take forever. You do not want to do this. No. I get that it's cold there. It's already 22 degrees here, and it will probably climb into the 30s today like it did yesterday. It was 36 yesterday. It'll probably be 35 or 36 today as well. And this isn't even our hot month. Our hot month is August. They're all, I haven't adjusted them yet. So, I mean, like all of these are hot to orange. I'm going to have to get some of the orange out of it. But I'm going to probably take the orangest of this set, like this guy here. And then what I'll do is I'll go up to my color adjustments up here, and I can just drop the orange out. It doesn't take that much effort, right? I'll bring the orange back just a little bit to give it life. But literally, that's what the problem is this orange. So I'll do that, and I'll bring it back up to get the color back in. And then I usually take where I drop the highlights and the whites and then raise the shadows and the blacks so you can see a lot more of what's going on in this particular picture. And then I'll bring up the exposure if I need to, right, to make it adjust. So that makes some sense. Yeah, this is before I've done any editing. And actually, usually what I like to do is use the dehaze function because that sharpens everything like this and gives it a much crisper look, right? Take some of that red down too, because there's a lot of that red in here. There we go. And I just eyeball it until it's right. Once I've got the 4 degrees is, I would trade for that 4 degrees so fast, Alfie. You can have my 35. I'll take your 4 and you take my 35. I am so, Heat and I don't get along. I do not get along with Heat. I took 2 shots because my realtor walked through my picture there. But I can at least remove this one from the list. All right, because I don't need that one. It's identical. 39. No. 39's unreasonable. 39's illegal. I don't want 39. 39 sucks. Right, Nate. Thanks, Nate. I'm actually texting him right now saying the drone shots are great. They take a lot of time. We're going to actually have to go back in and work on the drone shots in a second. Problem is it takes some of the warmth out to take some of this orange out. So I'm trying to put the orange back in so it's not too orange. But once I've done this, I can hit Control and C and just copy everything. And then go here and hit V. And it'll paste everything in, and go here and hit V, and that'll paste everything in too. Now, dropping the orange doesn't work for this light because you can see I've got a hot spot around the light now. So now I've got to go do something actually with the temperature. And I'm actually going to have to drop the temperature of this room or this set down and get it more to the blue. And I'm going to have, because of that, I'm going to have to bring my my orange back up, because we need to shift everything over. So I'm going to bring it back to its normal color where it was, because you do the temp first. You bring the color to nominal first, which is not happening or well. Instance. Ugh. Okay, we're going to have to fix this. Where do you think it should be? Thank you. That's where you think it should be. I just want to get some of this yellow out. So, see you later. Yeah, well, that's one thing we offer, but he'd already paid quite a bit for it. He's already paying quite a bit for it. We offer it, but it's really hard to do floor plans. There's a app for it that you have to go around and effectively just film the baseboards of every room. Not a problem, but then you send it off to some place that actually does the assembly. So, but I can do this and it will work. I also feel like it's crooked. How is it still crooked? Jeez. There we go. Now this guy here, we're just going to bring down the saturation and try to do the same thing we just did, right? We're going to bring down the vibrance and bring down the saturation to there. I just want the color to not be ringing, right? Because you can see how the color is sort of ringing in here. I can bring the texture of this up and sharpen these pictures, or one of the tricks that I like to do is to turn up the clarity, and that makes it look dreamlike. See how dreamlike it looks? I don't do that much unless I want the room to look dreamlike, but I can make that change here if I wish. And we sort of have a baseline. So I'm going to take that and apply it here. There. Now it's not. What's the name of the app? So far, I have not found one that could do this house very well. Saturation just a hair. All right. This office is slightly, it's really just dark. So I just need to bring the highlights down so we can see what's going on here. Bring the shadows up so it doesn't look dark and foreboding. And then we use this dehaze, and that brings out the color and the sharpness of the room. You can actually kind of, I don't want the things to vibrate or to be vibrant. So instead, I'll do that. And you can see here how much that just brightened this entire, that's fine. It's not urgent. Just send it to me in a PM and it'll be good. So then we'll also go check to see if its chromatic aberration been set. And it hasn't. So I'm going to go through and do this. The whole point of Lightroom is to make this faster, and it isn't. So, okay, we'll do that. Paste. Here, paste. There we go. Now you can see the room. The room is clear. We don't have to worry about it. It's not like, I'm going to bring down the exposure. Bring up the dehaze because the dehaze makes it really nice. Bring down the exposure just a smidge. There we go. Getting sort of closer to the true colors of this room. I was in this room 24 hours ago, so I know pretty well that this is an accurate representation of the brightness of this room. And it was a lovely, bright room. It was a beautiful office. So this I like to leave kind of like this. You're looking straight into the window, which the sun was coming through at that time. So that's wonderful, right? This first set clearly was not set for HDR. I can tell now because I've switched back to HDR or switched out of HDR and gone back to the room that I just redid. And you can see the difference HDR makes. The balance on this room is markedly better, which is good because this room is kind of a mess as far as like color palettes and stuff. I need my chromatic aberration turned on for my Canon. So what it's doing is it knows what lens I used. And the thing that gets me is if it knows that if I select Canon and it reads back the EFS 10 to 22 millimeter, set at f-stop 3.5, which is exactly what I set it for, then it knows what lens I was using. So why did it ask? Why did it make me select a profile? I mean, it's like, you know what lens I used. I don't get you sometimes. All right, first thing I'm going to do is bring out those colors, right? I'm going to bring the exposure up just a little bit, make it a little brighter in there, but I'm going to actually adjust from the other side, which is from here. I like bringing the highlights down because now you can see that there's bushes outside there. bring those whites down so that the glaring isn't so big. Bring up the blacks to just kind of bring up the cheeriness of this room in general. There. And we're going to bring that saturation down. This time I'm going to bring that yellow down this way. We're adjusting for incandescence. So these two lights were incandescents. The temperature in that room was probably, well, in the two rooms, I had two different light temperatures, which is aggravating and annoying and makes me grumpy. But we were at like 2800 Kelvin for a lot of these because the people who own this house did not believe in LEDs or cool lighting in any way. They liked the 2700 Kelvin lights. So everything is yellow. Just looks like somebody's been smoking in here this entire time. Not knocking the people who like those, but I'm knocking the people who like those. And bring the saturation down just a little bit and the vibrance down just a little bit. I'm going to try to take some of that orange out right here. So see how it's starting to ring there? I'm going to bring it down so that the orange is below that ringing. My yellow is probably not my problem. Let's see what I've got. It's a little. But we don't want the house to look like it's yellowed. Because yellowing a house just doesn't do it any good. I'm going to bring its dehaze. And you know what? This time I'm going to go the other. I'm going to go up here just a little bit of clarity. Give it a little bit of a flare right here and right here. But you can see just fine with this. All right, I'm going to take that and apply it here. Here. And here. Okay. That's too much. I lost a detail in there, so I'm going to go back through and bring that texture back up so we can get that detail in. I'm going to drop the clarity a little. There we go. Now, outside shots, I'm just showing through the window. Yeah, most of my lights are set for somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000. If I have a choice, I pick 7,000 or 8,000. If I don't have a choice, because sometimes you just don't. Now, with bringing the whites and those down, it allows us to see a lot more of the richness of what's going on outside. If I bring these highlights all the way down, the sky turns very blue. But we're also seeing a moire pattern on the bounce. So I'm seeing a moire pattern from the screen. My camera decided not to focus on the screen. Thank you, camera. Right, but we see a very bright, lovely yard here. Yeah, especially when I'm doing work over there on the other side where I'm taking pictures, like to match that Kelvin wherever I can. Bring that dehaze in that darkens the picture. So you can see how blue I can make that sky if I really wanted to. I can really push that down. Right? I may not keep that picture. It doesn't really matter. And the same thing here. We're just going to go on ahead and bring the whites down and then bring the shadows and the blacks up. We're neutralizing the picture effectively by doing this. Bring that dehaze down, show some of the pattern on the walls. Right, and bring that texture in. Double check that I can't see myself here. I can't. Good. Can I see myself here? Ish. Nothing enough to be worried about. Don't need to worry about my exposure levels on this one. But I am getting ringing from here. See how we've got, it looks flat, like the green has gotten completely flat. That's not a function of that. It's a function of that. All right. So I don't want those green leaves to ring. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop the saturation just a little bit to keep that yellow at bay. And then we're going to drop that yellow out so that we don't have to worry about it. We're going to fake it being, fake its color. Yeah, that will work too. Setting the RGB for it will definitely work. So this room was a lovely room. I really like it. I'm glad we didn't get creepy fan. The last couple of times when I've used HDR, I would get creepy fan effect. I like pure white as well. That's what all of I usually get bulbs around here that are set for that exact color because I take pictures of photographs. So I'll photograph my photographs and they were already biased. The photograph was biased at the time when the camera took the picture. Then when the film was developed, it was biased again. So I've got now a double bias, which is aggravating. Then, as if that wasn't bad enough, after that, we then get a bias from my digital camera trying to recapture that image. And that really bugs me. I get a rich color out of the scanner, but the truth is we've got so many pieces of paper, so many things here. I just cannot afford to keep throwing all of the things on the scanner. It actually needs that to be up, but not that much. Ugh. So, let's see if I can make the quilt really bring the quilt out without making the trees get weird. That's not going to help us at all. So, I absolutely agree, though. Need that pure white. Now this guy just went into the darkness over here. Went into the darkness. I'm going to raise its exposure up a little so that it doesn't look super dark. This one also needs to be raised up just a little bit so you can see it. You want to be able to see into these rooms really well. You want them to look bright and welcoming. There's only a certain amount of, now see, this is where yellow gets insane. Bathrooms are always a problem because this is just ridiculous, right? We are oversaturated a lot on the yellow side, and especially since they used incandescents in here. So the first thing we'll do is we'll sharpen this picture up. And get as close to the actual colors that we are looking for here. And we'll bring some of that saturation out, just desaturate it a little bit. You can see the ring that I'm talking about here. We're ringing, and I mean that like a bell, not like a bathtub. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to take some of that orange out. Oof. Some of that yellow. And now our bathroom's getting closer to the color it's supposed to be. And that wood should be really nice and rich. So I need to be careful because that's an orange in here. There we go. I still need some work because there's still some more on it. Let's see where all those yellows ring. Okay, you can see where the yellow is in here. All these pixels are yellow. We probably can actually rotate the hue. Right, you can take that yellow or that orange and move it, and that's probably a better move, right? That became a cleaner color because the saturation, dropping it like that, all that's really done for us is take and force I'm going to take this orange and this yellow and roll it towards green, and that will make it a lot easier to deal with once we get to this side. Luminance would also work, because I could just drop the brightness of the orange, right? Because you can see where all the orange is. But the problem is I'm getting HDRs where you take 3 pictures in a row. Then the camera adjusts all 3 of them to get a very clear picture of what's going on. One of the rolling shutters has more orange than the other. One of the different exposures that it took to get the right setup took more than the other. And so what we've got is we've got effectively a Moire pattern going for us here. So I need to adjust that Moire pattern too and get rid of it. All right, so it's just here. All we need is this. Bring this up a little bit because it's still going to be slightly yellow, but not as yellow as it was. Right? We need to still get the richness of the wood in, so that's going to be kind of difficult. I'm going to hit copy on this guy, like so. Here. There we go. Now we've de-yellowed those but see here again, we've got a bunch of incandescence in here. I'm just going to actually just try just hue and see if I can step stuff over. Take the saturation, bring it down just a smidge. There we go. Ooh, a little bit of bend in the fan there. That's a little bit of bend. Look at that bend. Who's calling me? Gia's calling me. All righty. My sister called me. What she want? I'm actually going to text my sister and say, do you need something? Is something broken? I'm a streaming fool. Do you need something? There we go. Now, again, we're going to have to go through here and manually bring this color back, but bring up the texture, up the dehaze gives us a lot more of that color. We need to saturate a little bit once we have that. Okay. Bring the highlights down, whites down, shadows up, and the blacks up. And you can see more details in that room. So, and worried that it's not straight. So I put a little bubble measuring doodly wop on top of my camera, and it's on the bubble, and then it's not. Whenever I'm in here, it's not on the bubble. Of course, it doesn't help either. Chromatically, it's aberrating to the sides, but that's all right. All right. We did come back and reshoot that section, so I'm going to take there was a reshoot in the living room right here, 71. So I'm going to have to move it quite a bit up, put it with the rest of the living room pictures because there was a doggy. That's a different house. Remove all of them. All of them. Jeez. There we go. Previous import. Previously on Guy's Life. Add all to quick collection. There we go. Yeah, I've got a bubble on both the camera and the tripod, and yet still had that problem. No. There we go. So, all right, kind of working this one now, back in the developed land. See you in a sec. And we did get a little bit of creepy fan in here. So here's the master. much. Still feels it's very yellow. Although I think this room was just very yellow. There was nothing I could do about that. Pulling out all the yellow in it. It can look like a towel. So now, in the interest of trying to get rid of yellow, I'm getting blue chatter. So I want to bring up the dehaze from there, bring into the texture here so I can be able to see all of this. And I'm getting kind of some of that chatter on this one too. So I want to bring up that dehaze just a little bit and get rid of that chatter. I don't want that chatter in there. And chatter is when I get I get a super dark color and I don't want it, So just like usual, we're going to actually have to compensate for the overage of yellow on this. The utility room is an interesting place. You go through the utility room to go to the basement, which is kind of interesting. Certainly not unheard of, just probably going to lay off a little bit more on the dehaze. Because dehaze gets us a lot of good detail on this, but also gives me some chatter and trade. So I'm going to kind of adjust it a little bit like so. And again, I feel like we'll roll to one side. I'm losing a lot of room around the outside of these pictures to its weirdness. Here we go. I do love this, and I think I need more altitude in this one. Move this one. This makes it easy. Easy peasy, right? At some point, we're going to have to go through and kill all of these pictures, but I do them all in one room. The basement is all ridiculously colored. Hey, cat. I don't know. What are you looking at? I'm working on the pictures from yesterday's shoot because they are due. They are due today. Bring up the exposure. You can see how much yellow we've got in this. It's just brutal. Whatever I set for it here, I need to get her done. Yep. It's a big house, huge amount of, it's on an acre of property. It's going to go for $900K. So, I'm going to do what I can to get this squared away correctly because it's a big job for me. I'm going to get something like 600 out of it. So worth it to put all this time into it. It's certainly worth it. That's enough to get a significant portion of stuff done. still going to leave a little bit of that yellow in it for the carpet. I'm trying to clear this ringing orange though, but everything is in. So part of the problem we've got is this house is full of incandescents. Incandescent lighting is brutal in photography. It sits there at like 2800, 2500 Kelvin, which is super, super yellow. And no matter what happens, the camera picks up just yellow. And it's brutal. And it makes the true color of the room not exist very well, right? So what happens is I have to adjust either with the white balance in the camera, which I had already set down to almost 3000 Kelvin. So it was already set to that white balance, but I had it on auto, and I really should have manually set it, because now I'm looking at this going, I think even then my camera was still tuned out to yellow, and that's brutal. So if I can take this and do something where I change the temperature just slightly, because we are talking about a lot of temperature change here. There we go. That's getting us into the better zones here. Bring this orange back up, bring it in, and get that red back in, bring the orange back in. That's too much. The orange is still going to ring. I don't want the orange to ring. So, yeah, oh yeah, it's brutal. It is brutally orange down there. I am getting a bump off of it. This is a bounce coming in from outside. So I'm going to downplay that a little. Just a little. Downplay that by dropping my blue just a share, or just a little bit there. If I bring up the dehaze all the way, we can kind of see where some of the colors are going. Now they're a little bit better to read. The room reads better, so to speak. Bring up the clarity to just get some of the chatter out of the way. Bring the textures down so we can see a little bit more. And that, I think, has adjusted the room pretty well. Right? So I'll take this guy and copy it, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Ron, I'll be there next Saturday. Yes. Absolutely. There we go. Now, I'm looking at this, and what I'm getting is a lot of ringing from here. So I'm going to have to do something about my red on that side. I will most certainly be there next Saturday. That's good old Brent, who's keeps me on task whenever I'm doing work for Silver Pentacle. I'm going to bring the exposure down a little more in here. I don't want to bring it down too much because then I can see the pattern in the carpet. Yeah, Art Crumbs' cat out in Tennessee. I'm going to bring just a little bit of the color down with this. I want that to be wood colored, but not, kill you colored. So, also, Ron, I don't know if you were seeing what Kat was posting, but they were out at SDCC kicking butt and taking names, being on the panels and all kinds of cool stuff. No, yesterday I went out and shot a house for a realtor buddy of mine. That's one of my side gigs. And so he needs all the pictures of this house set up so that he can put it onto the market today. And I went out there and I shot video, and a buddy of mine came along and shot drone footage. It was great. So Ron, I'm not sure if you're seeing the feedback on the Facebook thing that's coming in. So, but yeah, that's what I do is I do photography. I'm just adjusting it because this house was super, they had only incandescents, and cameras and incandescents don't get along well. So I'm trying to kind of clean it up so that it's not so bad on the incandescents. And still make the house look lovely. bring some of this saturation down too. Just get a little bit of that. See how it rings. It starts to look unnaturally bright. So that saturation is just trying to take that ring out. Just a little bit of that chatter in that. That looks pretty solid. Let's do that. That sounds great. We'll get started on. If you want to, Ron, before now and then, if you want to email me the third book, I'll go and start making a folder and things like that for it, so that we've got a home for it on the PC over here. We can get ourselves started on this thing. Totally, we're going to be like, we knew Cat. And Cat's like, I don't know you people because I'm a big star now. Totally something you do. There you go. Let's bring the saturation back up. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, sir. See, again, it feels like this is tilted. Like not on the line here, folks. I know I'm using a weird lens, but that's still kind of strangely offline. Also feels like I'm just slightly not getting it enough to be rich. Mm-hmm. And doing a kick-ass job, I might add. See, this is one where I feel like my additions actually are wiping it out, because I like the richness of this. I just want to get rid of some of that yellow, just a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it is pretty, but it's close. It's very close here. That's sort of what we're looking for right here. I don't think I want to do that. I may be deciding that this is a better choice for it, but we're going to have to bring out the clarity so that what I'm trying to really not rough up here is this. You can see this grit here. Right, exactly. We're going to be right in the middle there. We're going to figure out how to get rid of the grit on this a little bit so it's not obvious. It doesn't have to, I don't have to get rid of the grit totally. I just want to make sure that it's not obvious. Yelled in a bad way. Somebody's been smoking too much here. So I tilt this over, I can get much closer white light in a lot of ways through here. And I have to be very careful about how because these tiles were a yellowish tile. So we want to make sure that it's not brutal. See you later. Thank you, Ron. I'll see you next Saturday. This Saturday, by the way, for those of you who are interested, Saturday I will be at the Rockies game with a bunch of other folks who are part of our little art collective, and we will be doing free sketches for kids or anybody else, I guess. It's not really necessarily related to kids per se. We'll be doing free sketches, and you can just ask, and we will bring them to you and do them for you. Stuff. I kind of like what this looks like here. This will need a little bit more work. Yeah, we'll have to put Silver Pentacle 3 on my schedule at some point here. So, if you're interested in joining us, we'll be at Coors Field, on tomorrow, starting at about noon. I believe the game is Rockies versus the the Oreos. Oh, I wonder if I can get cookies. The Orioles, or I don't even know. I know the team. I can see their logo. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Not really a baseball guy. I like doing Star Wars, so I will do some free sketches for Star Wars. Burbs. This is a completely different color scheme. Look at that. Just aiming the other direction completely warped its color scheme. I love it. Yeah, there you go. The Baltimore Orioles. I can say it if I say Baltimore in front of it. That's bizarre. Probably because that's a thing. I'm sure. All right. Kind of getting that. That looks good from this angle. Some of this yellow out of here is brutal. That's too much exposure. A little bit down like so. More of this. There we go. All right. Have a beautiful deck in the back with a full acre of land that they're on. Outside here, I don't have to worry about too much about the colors, like the matrix with birds, right? So we were adjusted pretty solidly. Looks like my colors were good. I'll just keep this one for the outside set of settings. All right. I want it to be richer. There we go. It really is a lovely, lovely house. It's got a gazebo with a mountain view behind that gazebo. Right, and here's from the gazebo. Actually kind of took a picture of tried to stick it in kind of but then my realtor got outside and I shouldn't let my realtor out. And that's just a problem. Because he's out on the deck right there. So yeah, that's not a bad plan, Brent. That's not a bad plan. Why is that a different shade of blue? Like, what are you doing? Are you that close to space now? dehaze. So the effect of the dehaze. All right. I don't really like this picture as much from this angle, but that picture was useless, completely useless. So quick collection. I can bring it back if I want. This one's a better picture because it shows. What? How would you do that? This one's the better picture because it shows the chair and that. Yeah. Besides, crows get kind of pissed if you try to do that type of stuff to them. They get all cranky. Those crows are actually like smart enough to know what you're doing, and they get really cranky about it. They hate you. So that's not a good thing. Anyway, you don't want to mess with crows. Other birds just poop on you. Crows will screw your life up, man. Use it a little. I'm gonna bring the saturation back up to nominal. That made the blue ring. There we go. Just a little bit. They also tell their buddies that you're right. They tell their buddies and they hold grudges. They're horrible. I mean, they're not horrible. They just, they don't put up with it. It's so funny. They'll bring you presents too. Ooh, we are definitely ringing at this point. Take some of this out because everything rings. You can see how the colors just got ridiculous. So I'm going to try to back it off a little bit. I don't want to back it off too much because then it looks artificial. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. That's just an attempted murder. You can't do that. Now, see, maybe what I need to do is push the green a hair, then bring the saturation down. Because it's really the green that needs to be kind of pushed up. I still feel like I'm getting all the colors that are chattering here. All right, back inside one more time. This is the entryway. The entryway doesn't need a whole lot because it didn't get a lot of light coming from that incandescent up there, so it didn't really matter. But I am going to bring the exposure up a little bit, and I'm going to drop the highlights down so we can get some of the outside, and bring down the whites, up the shadows, and up the blacks on this one. And then I'm going to bring the texture down and the dehaze. And now I'm starting to get some of the ring up there from that light. So we'll move the temperature over, cool this picture down just a little, not a lot. Get it to an adjusted color. Do all of that. Don't need to bring the contrast in. But this tells you a little bit about where the entry is on this. And then we have to start messing with the outside picture. Because I chose to do sort of a thing with this to try to be cute, and I think I actually don't like what I did, so there's that. I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to get a good shot of all of the trees to the right. Because now I don't like it. I'm kind of wondering if I need to do something a little bit like this. And this. Just to get the house, to get you an idea of what this house is, where it is. There we go. Level it out. I think that one needs to be more like that, is what I think, personally. Okay. Now we're going to go to the library. We have here is 77 pictures or 81 pictures. We have a total of 81 pictures, so I'm going to start removing ones that I don't want, so that I can start getting us down to 5. So we already can probably take, I don't know why you have to go to some other place to do this. These first pictures here don't need to be anywhere in this. Because I didn't have it set for HDR, so we don't need to worry about those, right? We only need to worry about the pictures that were taken with HDR, and that's prior to. Here is nothing, so that at least cuts. No, now I've made myself confused. These rooms out, right? Because this is now room 1. So then the other thing we will do is go through each room. It has 5 bedrooms, so 2 baths or 4 baths actually, because I think there's a bathroom. Now there's 3 baths. Let's see, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths with full showers in all 3 of them, and there's a half bath upstairs, so 3.5 baths. Okay, so the living room here, with a little dining nook there, in the kitchen, and then this is a formal dining room. So we don't need this picture. I don't think I particularly care for that one. These 2 pictures this picture looks similar to this picture. That one's a better picture, so I'll do that one. We've got 3 to that one. I don't need all 3 of these guys. Best picture on this one is not you. And but this tells me where the room is relative. I like this one for the big window, but that's going to be down to 2 there. Yeah, on an acre of land. It's a $900,000 house. So once he closes on this, it's totally worth it that I ran drone and everything like that. I did a social media video for him, everything like that. It's great. So we've got this one which shows relative. This shows internally. This shows the other direction. I don't like that one at all. I'm going to take that and that. Outside's cool, but we don't need it. On this room, this shows the window and most of the room. This one shows an inverse. That's good. So 3 on here in the bathroom. This is a bathroom, so I don't need to keep the relative position of it in there. The living room has 3 pictures, which is usually what I want. Hey, Hone. How you doing, my friend? Dining room to the kitchen, into the kitchen. I've got other pictures of the kitchen from the other angle. Why are these not together? I always wonder these things. All right. kitchen. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the kitchen. I don't like that one's too low. This one shows relative position, but I'm not that happy with it. It's too noisy. These are good. These are good. These two look similar, but they're from different angles. That makes this one I don't want to keep. Here's the master. 2, 3. You are not it. Here's the master bedroom. That's about it. Gotcha. I appreciate that. As someone who enjoys your company, I'm always hoping that you won't do that. So please don't. I enjoy your company. Sinks, bathtub. Bathtub doesn't need to be shown. Laundry room. This is the best one. The laundry room. I know that's not so good, and it's too low. Basement. We don't need to look out the window. Okay. Oh, yeah. Excel will make you pull your hair out. You should be part of this bar. And 4 pictures in this bedroom. None of them are awesome. I think these two are our best bet. Though this one shows the relative position. That one's useless. This one shows relative position. Yeah. 3 hours, honey. What are you doing on Excel? It takes 3 hours. This bathroom only needs 2 pictures. I like this one better than I like this one, so ignore that. Dun. There is. The basement has a small little nook. Yeah, you're not sleeping anytime soon. Don't do that. Okay, we're gonna take this and go all the way back up to the top. This is the entryway, so we want to put that in the entryway as if you're entering the house. Over here, we'll take the living room, because this will be the first thing you see from the point of view of the entryway. We go from here to show here to show here. Like we walked through the living room to the breakfast nook. Breakfast nook lives right here. So this goes here. There's a connection to that. And we connect through the kitchen. We'll go the other direction like this. Back through the kitchen. 39 names. Oh, yeah. Now this separates the bathroom here separates these bedrooms. So we'll do that, and that locks those together. We're still not quite there yet because this is still part of the main floor. Right here. We go down the stairs. Do we want to go down the stairs? Wherever we're going, we're doing this way. So, because actually, once we come around here, we do have the ability to go into the master. So we'll go here and into the master bathroom. Bean juice. Okay, you do you, boo. You do you. Through 2 bedrooms. The bedrooms still are on the first floor. I'm not sure where I want to put them. Not sure where I want to put those bedrooms. I guess I'd put them off to the right here because they're right on the very beginning of the the house tour there, so we'll put them there, right? Starting with the bedrooms, kind of going down the back to the back bedroom, then back through the living room, then around the corner into the master, through the master, coming back out through the kitchen, right? And then we go through the formal dining, down the stairs. Now we're down the stairs in the basement. And in the basement, we need to keep you can stay, but you're probably gonna have to go. That and the other side of the barn, and we show the other side too, the associating side. Yeah. No, so that's really the only place where I show. Here and here. I like this one though, because it shows this one's probably better. So we'll do that one. Through this area, through the bar, passing the bar. We passed the bar, guys. We can all be lawyers. Be a whole lot richer than we are right now. Going the other direction. I only need one of these guys, really. So I like that one better. It looks nicer. I don't need this guy at all. Let me just show the other side of it. We've got these two for the bathroom, these two for the bedroom. And that puts us at 35 to the outside, which is really what he said I could have some extras on for. And that's that. I kind of like this picture better than this picture, especially since I shot a picture straight into the sun. And I feel like Realtor specifically asked for that picture, so this picture is not needed. We're down to 40. 40 looks good. I feel like that's solid. All right. I think that's it. I think that's our block. So now we export. But first, you have to remember that this is Lightroom. You have to select everything or it'll export one. First, we export. That should already be configured. Back up. Go to the correct folder. Share with everyone. Share with Nate. We don't have one for this. Juice with the toast. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. We'll select this folder. And then we'll say custom name sequence. So, guys. All metadata. Remove. Watermark. And make sure my resolution is correctly set for 136 pixels on the long side. There we go, on the long edge, and that puts us at about 250 each. So watch us totally bog out. Bark. Now reality warped. I am really making the PC crunch now. It is thinking really hard. And I wait for those guys to roll out. We check them. and we should be good. Everything should be fine. And then we roll this guy out. Do you need a raise? I'll double your salary from my side. Yeah, I really want. There we go. Done. Now we check. Not here, but out on the share with everyone. Share with Nate. Where'd I go? There it is. Share with Nate. And then check sunrise. And we should see that this looks just fine. Pork, 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 pork. Some of them are a little compressed more than I want, but I don't have the time really to mess with this too much because I've got to go back and do a re-edit real quick on the video. Pork, 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 pork. Perfect. Pork. All right. Cool. His MLS is up. We're going ahead and close this. Say back up. Shut that down. Shut you. No, we should probably leave you open. Well, so now we do the hard stuff. Only because Premiere's cranky and annoying and hates people and hates me. Generally hates me all the time. All right, 8:17 sunrise. Bring up the code on this. Make sure everything is good. Two things I want to fix. One is the end plate on this. Before I do this, I'm going to mute all the tracks so that you don't have the every time. So 8:17 sunrise should have a picture of the aforementioned house there. So we're going to bring that picture in right here. So I can bring that up to the front and bring it right here. We're going to mess with stuff. So I'm going to need to bring this entire section up one. So I put this down here. Right. I don't know. Need to keep the realtor's plate on here in large format so that as the realtor. So bring up the picture as it fades in. I don't know if I want this one or the old one. I think I want the old one. I need to do a quick check on something. Oh, you're all mad now. Otherwise, as you might imagine, it decides to do the wrong thing. So we'll start with it at speed. Set the speed. Okay. I don't know why you had keyframes to begin with, but we're gonna do the thing, guys. We're gonna do the thing and make it to like 600 real quick, and then once it's at 600, it doesn't want to preview anymore. You're just mad, aren't you? And then right about here, I'm gonna set a keyframe. We're going to set the speed for 400 and just see if it works. All right, does it set the speed for the correct amount of time? Or does it not? That's my speed variable here. It still says 100. Why can't I remap? I don't want to watch somebody's YouTube video. I can't. You people, do you not understand me? Everything's always a video. Rate stretch. What is that? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, well, I have a tool for it. Who knew? I don't have a tool over here, though. Where's that rate stretch tool? I don't have the rate stretch tool. Why don't I have a rate stretch tool? This is our first time doing the drone footage. And upward or downward to change. Oh. And now it's gone. Speed keyframe can be on the clip timeline in the timeline panel. Speed keyframe can be split to create a transition between two different playback speeds. When first applied to a track item, any change in speed... Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to do right now. This. Right. There we go. That's starting to look like what we want, though. Ugh. DaVinci Resolve might be fine, but it's not as powerful. And that's part of the issue. And to go the other direction. So, yeah, because Adobe's dumb. Actually, I'm going to take out that fake because I'm not giving me enough control over this, which means we want it to be 100%. Still pulling this rubber band weirdly. Remapping is not easy on this one. Yeah. I would switch pretty quickly. Okay, I'm not having any luck with the remapping here. It's just going wonky. And it just deletes the entire thing. That's fine. I'll get my drone footage and do this the old-fashioned way. can do it that way. It'll work. Problem is, of course, I can't see it. All right. Now it should just spin around. Like that. I don't get the FX anymore, but let's see if he did any more orbits that were better. Because he's got a couple of orbits he did. That's just holding. And this actually looks like it got enough altitude. To not be in that tree right there. The problem is, does this match up? Start here, so I could actually just run both of these. It'd be fine. Put this guy in here too. Speed duration. Should put these guys right next to each other. Now he's backed up. And it wiggles back and forth too much. Yeah, too much. I mean, I guess I could recenter and do a little bit of that kind of thing, but I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, he wiggled way too much. We're gonna have to figure out how to de-wiggle that. I'm after that effect that they do where they really, really fast and then slow all of a sudden into something. That's what I'm after here. Right, so going around like so and then slowing down to show what's going on. Like that. That's what I'm after, but I'm not sure if that's the video I want to do it with. He was doing good. My pilot was doing great on some of these. This one was where he was below the altitude, though, of this tree. So once he gets to the point where he's at the tree, he has to stop because otherwise it started to warn him about the tree, so he couldn't hit the tree. So we knew that. So the question really is, did he get more altitude? And I just sat there. Although that one's kind of cool because it shows like 25. And then this one, he was on the wrong house, so that won't help us. And then this one, also the wrong house. So we've either got that one or that one. Let's see what the other two show. That's my crane shot lift off. This one, where does he go? I'm trying to where's the house? I don't know. That one's useful, sort of. I was looking at the ground. In the backyard. That's kind of a cool can. There's that tree directly behind him, so he's having problems with that. Yeah, see, it's not working like I want it to. I mean, he did a great job. I'm not going to complain. And that's all we got. So we've pretty much got these two, and those are our only movies, which is fine. This is what I got. Okay, time to see if I can't fire off the stabilizer in this. Ugh, that's going to make my life miserable. Damn stabilizer. Stabby, stabby. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to have to... figure it out here in a second. My stabilizer. They keep moving stuff on me. That's the other reason I don't like Adobe. I knew where it was once. Hi, you. Hey, Fluffy. Hi, Fluffy. I don't know, man. You do you. Sequence. Is this why I can't do it? Because I would have figured it out up here. It seems like it's an effect. I need to stabilize you. I feel like you're saying, screw you, we're not playing this game anymore. Like, screw you, we're not playing this game anymore. Okay. That actually turned out much better than I expected it to. Good job, me. All right. All right, turning off our music because I'm going to listen to this one more time before all goes. Good job, me. Unmute it so we can listen to the video.
Hey guys, it's Nate with Equate Homes, and I got this great home. It's an oasis just outside of town. It's a full acre of manicured lawn.
It doesn't want to do it. It is not previewing.
And then inside, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's got 3,800 square feet roughly. It's got a full basement for a bar, everything you could ever want. It's fantastic. You gotta come check this out.
Okay. Fix this picture. Because that's not the right picture. Go to the masters. And here, the right picture is at the end. Right there. You. Indirect. Oh. Because this needs to be you. Not this one. Cannot leave until. Hey, Pepper! Pepper! Hey, Pepper!
Hello.
Wait.
Hello.
Hey, Pepper! Look, I added you twice. There we go. Hey, Pepper!
Hello. 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 Hello.
Right? Like, I'm having problems here. Telling the thing to do the thing, and it's not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what problem is. I need you to be going
Anyhow.
in the direction.
Are you on much longer, or did I come too late?
I'm not on much longer, but I can't leave until this is finished. So it doesn't matter whether I can't go anywhere until this is done. So
Gotcha.
No matter what, we got to do this, which is important.
Okay.
So I figure you can hang with me if you want. I'll be on for just a few minutes more.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine. I'm finally on page 5. I finished that other page, so.
That's good.
Yes. No, I would have been on sooner. However, I had to go to this pesky thing called the dentist's office.
Stupid dentists.
Yes.
All they ever do is drill in your teeth.
Well, I mean, this one, I was supposed to have, like, them fix one of my front teeth. And they're like, oh, we're not doing anything today. I'm like, what? I came in here so that you could fix his tooth so that my tongue stops getting, like, scraped.
Hot on it? Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're going to do that in a cavity on another day.
Well, nice of him.
I was like, oh, okay. Newbie Ryu. That's Colton, right?
No, it's Brent.
Oh, that's Brent. I'm sorry. I have not been on in a while, so I forget
in a long
everyone.
time, yeah. Nobody faults you.
I am doing well. I'm on medication to make my heart go beating slower.
Right? Stop going tacky, man. Just gonna say, having heart rhythm problems is tacky.
It's a little, yeah. But no.
I have. It's funny because I always talk about. Why are you coming back on? I don't want you back on. I talk to the kids a lot about the tachometer on a car, and I'm like, the tachometer on the car is just like you see on those TV shows where like he's gone tacky. It's using the word tach, which means pulse or rhythm. So the tachometer on the car, of course, is the pulse or the rhythm of your car. And when you've gone tacky, that means your rhythm's bad. Not
Mm-hmm.
that your heart is sticky all of a sudden, which it might be. That's, a thing. So we'll see. All right. Think you can handle it? Let's see.
Hey guys, it's me, Clay Holmes, and I got this great home.
Nope. Can't handle it.
Oasis just outside of town.
It's so freaked out. Okay. Uh-huh. See what we got going on here? See what's happening? Nothing. Nothing's happening. Nothing. Nothing at all. I need. Oh, what is the render button now? Used to be enter, but it's not enter anymore. Because hitting enter just makes it play. I need to render it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's render? You know what? I don't have time for this. I'm just going to go ahead and roll it out. And if it doesn't like it, that's on it. So save. Clip sequence. What am I doing? Did you remember what I'm doing? Export media.
I don't remember what you're doing.
I don't remember what I'm doing either. Weird.
Yeah.
Meh. Fine. Now I gotta go through where I put it.
I want to back a project on Kickstarter so bad, but I don't know. I have to talk to Bill. Because the one I want to do is $150.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, the thing is they're so close to their goal. They're like just short by like 1,000, like 1,000 and change.
Right. Hang on quick.
So like even if I did the 100, that will beef them up to under 1,000,
Oasis just outside of town.
and that's usually where like you get the most stalled on one of these.
Why'd you freeze?
Inside, 5 bedrooms.
Oh, for crying out loud. It almost got it. It almost got it, folks. Almost got it. Sorry. See you later, Brent. Have a good day.
Bye, Brent.
Why did you freeze here?
Because I wanted to.
Right. Speed.
So,
100%. Just run it.
while I was away, I forgot to also tell you last time I was here, I had someone reach out and I was thinking they wanted to buy the artwork that I had on Instagram, like the physical copies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh no, you're mistaken." I'm like, "What?" And they basically were like, no, we want the digital copies to resell." And I was like, "No."
Oh, yeah. No.
They were gonna pay me $2,500 each image to be able to resell it.
Well, that's, you know what? I mean, okay, yeah, I agree. We don't do that. On the flip side, it's better than just stealing it and doing it and then not
Right.
telling you. That's at least they were like, no, we're upfront about this. We're totally taking your image and using this image, but, with your.
Yeah, with the guys that they gave me a payment already so I can't complain that they didn't pay me for the use of it.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm
I mean,
fully aware.
props on that. I mean, like that. I'm just. I mean, obviously that's not something we want to encourage or whatever, because it would take your stuff away, the rights. But on the flip side, props to them for actually doing like the thing.
Yeah.
So doing it right. Okay, one more try. Please, please do it this time. Go to lunch. I have lunch dates with all my buddies.
Oh.
But still, it's lunch, right? So we'll text them now and say, hey, okay, can't leave until I finish this video, and Premiere is being a jerk. Please don't be a jerk anymore. Please, please, please. Please stop being a jerk.
I didn't do it.
Hey guys, it's me, Wade Holmes, and I got this great home. It's an oasis just outside of town. It's a full acre of manicured lawns, beautiful outside, and then inside.
Is it sticking?
Yeah, the problem is it needs to be going at normal speed here. And instead, it's just freezing and not going at normal speed. It just stops. So it's supposed to spin around at high speed and then stop here. But it's so freaked out about the cutting here that it's just like hopping back and forth or something. I don't know what it's doing. So what I'm going to do is go in here and recut it where it was. And then I'll trim here. And I'll just take you and say time remapping speed. Bring up my dialogue. Speed duration, and this should be 100. Then it should cruise along normally. And then I take that and I say right here, I go opacity 0 or 100 to here, to the middle, to there, bring you back to there, and then see if that runs like it's supposed to.
Beautiful outside.
That's what it's supposed to do.
And then inside, 5 bedrooms.
There we go. Please, please, please do this right.
So is this like?
Please.
So this is that house that you had to shoot, right?
Yep, yesterday with a drone. Mm-hmm. Go, 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 go. I literally have one thing left, and then I can go to lunch. Well, up on social media, but once it's up on media, I can go. I think it just got really mad about the way that it was doing stuff. So
And I got this great home. It's an oasis just outside the town. It's a full acre of manicured lawn, beautiful outside.
God, why me? It
Is
is
it still doing
determined.
it?
It is determined to make me use speed remap instead of doing it the right way. And I'm just like so mad. I'm like, don't do this.
Are you in an Adobe program?
Oh yeah, of course I am.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yep. It does not want me to do this. It wants me to remap it. And the remap is like hard code programming sort of crap. It's not really, but it feels like it every time.
Yep.
You know what? Screw it. Look at this. We got an inordinate amount of drone footage. I hate the fact that I'm constantly compromising for weird Adobe issues. You know what I mean? Like, it really irritates me that I spend a lot of time going, oh, well, I guess I'll just do something completely different because Adobe will not, for whatever weird reason, do the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like I have all the instructions correct, and it's still just not doing the job, and I just really hate that. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, now you're making me rescale it because you hate me. Yeah, that's me. I hate you. No, don't rotate it. All right.
I'll have to call in. I found this place that has it been looking at possibly making my own sketch cards.
Mm-hmm.
I found a place that I also print out of, and they're marketing that they can do it, but it's like 16-point stock.
Right.
So like I need to see if A, they're good for watercolors, and B, if they're the way that they print on the front will be a problem if I use watercolors. But I'm also seeing that they use foil. So I can have spot foil on the front. Um, that is one of the options. Um, which I can get like a printable foil, which basically would be a full image, full like whatever, like the border and the my logo on the front if I needed to, with like my name or something, and then on the back would have all the information that I would need to fill in about the sketch card.
That you need.
Yeah.
I concur.
Um, but the problem is like the smallest batch is 25. I don't think
Right.
I would want to buy just 25, but 25 with no foil on it is $12 for the 25.
Right.
Beautiful outside.
So yeah, I don't know.
And then inside.
I mean, their example is pencil. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even look like it's. Yeah, it just looks like pencil and possibly a pen, a ballpoint pen. I'm definitely gonna have to ask about that. Um, but I'm actually trying to find a place that can do. Oh, they have. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, they have novel binding, but my current one that I'm working on, I don't know if they'll make those mint requirements yet. I'm still trying to lay everything out.
Right.
Because a minimum is 60 pages interior to get a glue bound or perfect bind. So yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So, by the way, there's a person that I follow online that I thought you would actually really like. I'm gonna send a link of their newest video um, to you because it's their first time using gouache, and I know we've talked about using
Oh
gouache,
yeah.
but he uses
We
it kind
have.
of interesting. He uses acrylic gouache. He uses the acrylic gouache
Right.
in his, and he's using Mary Blair as his inspiration for using it.
Okay. That's
So,
interesting.
so I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to do it as single chat, not in the group chat. Yeah, but it's his first time. He claims to be using it for the first time. So there we go. Sent it to you. And with
Thank
that,
you.
I'm going
If you
to.
don't mind that I'm not going to check it just yet, obviously.
No, it's fine. I think I'm a distraction, so I'm gonna let you go
You're
and
actually
have
not
fun.
distracting me at all. I mean, unless you need me to go check that this second, then it's a distraction. But
No, no, no,
you,
no, no.
if you don't,
I
you don't need
I'm
that.
politely trying to say I need to go use the loo, and I don't
That's
know if I got.
fine.
Yeah,
You don't got to say that. That's
yeah.
okay. Just saying,
So,
you're not a distraction now.
all right.
You're not bothering
I'll
me, my
talk
friend.
to you
You're
all
never
later.
bothering me.
All right.
Talk to you
Bye.
later, dude. Bye bye. All right, back to me. And I think actually I may be happy with this.
Beautiful outside. And then inside, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
That's what I'm looking for.
And then inside, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. And then inside, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's got
couple of little tweaks here.
Full acre of manicured lawn. Beautiful outside. And then inside, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's got 3,800 square feet roughly. It's got a full basement for a bar, everything you could ever want. It's fantastic. You gotta come check this out.
All right. I think this is fine. Again, I'm doing the what in the world? No, don't do the thing. Oh God, why me? Just export it. Please export this. Stop being goofy. Jeez Louise. Export media. There we go. 017 Sunrise. Which means the other one's still in here somewhere. One there. That's why it's all like. Come on, roll it out. There we go. Double check it to make sure it did its job. Because you never trust it.
Hey guys, it's Nate with Keepaway Homes, and I got this great home. It's an oasis just outside of town. It's a full acre of manicured lawn. Beautiful outside. And then inside,
Perfect.
5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's got 3,800 square feet roughly. It's got a full basement for a bar, everything you could ever want. It's fantastic. You gotta come check this out.
Okay, good. Perfect. I spelled it right and everything. Let's get the. Did I just dump my. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm like, what am I doing with myself? All right. Last things last. Why would I sign in as. Oh, God. We still have to fix my website, too. So stupid GoDaddy says, "Oh, the problem with your website is that you need to do the thing where you need to clear your browser." So I did. I cleared my browser, and that A didn't fix it, and B made it more difficult to, I don't know, and it makes me just mad. I'm like, everything has to be just a little complex. Like everything has to be completely weird. There we go. Get into the Geek Night page. We'll put a reel in. I don't need it to. Thanks. There we go. Let me do it this way. I don't want it as a reel. Not right now. What? Stop. Thanks. Hang on real quick. One more check over here. I am right now just looking up the hashtags. Switch back to me so I don't have to really hate life. There we go. And that's it. We're out. Good. Thank the goodness. Thank goodness. All right. Save. Close. Kill everything. Close, close, close. Including this show. All right, guys. I'm out. I'll see you guys later. We're going, of course, this is the weekend, so I won't see you guys again until Sunday night. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.